This channel's real. This channel's about documenting. This channel's about talking, having an open opinions. And let's get started. Say whoa, say whoa. Say whoa. Head of a horse, the body of a man. Unidentified flying object. Welcome back to another video. Alright guys, what's up? This is me, Do Not Obey, and welcome back to another video. Now, this video is talking about possible time slips. And when I hear time slips, I hear Mandela effect, I hear Black Sun, I hear digital codes, I hear possible portals. That's what I hear. So some of you guys may have heard about this. I actually had heard about this story, I think, back on Unsolved Mysteries when I was younger. But I did come across it on Weird World. I love their YouTube channel. So this is called the ski party, okay? Now, this unusual event happened to many staff members and families that were there on the lodge. Both the British and the American ambassadors were in Oslo, Norway. So they were all up there together as one, skiing, having fun with their families, whatnot. Now, this was the spring of 1950. They all had gathered, like I said, for the ski party. Now, a lady from the British embassy recalled this crazy event. They were having fun skiing in perfect conditions on land connected to an old farmhouse that would have been down at the bottom of the valley once they reached, the bottom of the slope. Now, after a day of fun, it was getting dark. Everybody was starting to pack up, and it says that they slowly were making their way, back to the parking lot. If anybody's ever skied or snowboard, if you've been out there all day, you're really tired. It's like, seriously, like you worked a shift, an 8-12-hour shift. It's a lot. So the parking lot was located, they say, only 100 and maybe 83 meters from the farmhouse. Now, remember the farmhouse, remember the parking lot, because this is the important stuff. Now, the road they have to walk to the cars was very straight shot, nothing around, clear view. No buildings, no trees. It's just you can see 360 around you. So if you've seen somebody coming from the right, you would have seen them the left, the front, the back. Okay. So if they were to be approached, like I said, the whole party would be able to see. Now, a small group of the party reached the parking lot first, and they said they were approached by an elderly lady. Now, this is where the story gets really, really crazy. She had a strong Scottish accent, and she was complaining about them skiing on her land. She was mad as hell. She was pissed off because it was her property, right? What caught their attention, though, is that she was dressed in old-fashioned clothes. They say between the 1870s and the 1930s. Now, keep in mind, this is 1950s. That they're in, okay? So she continued to fuss about them skiing on her land. She was, getting on them. As the argument continued, one of the skiers' wife had walked up on the conversation just to say, hey, what's going on? We're, figuring everything out. The unknown woman said that they needed to leave right now because they are trespassing. The group was really confused because they thought that it was okay to ski on the land that they were on in Norway because they had a permit and most of that land was open, right? But they did end up apologizing to the old lady. They said the old lady just looked at them. She turned her ass around and started walking off. Now, keep in mind, she's old. She didn't storm off. She just, I'm not trying to be funny, but you know how like older people walk, like they look like they're going somewhere fast, but they're really not moving. I'm just saying, that's how I imagine this woman walking, right? So as the whole group, now this is the whole group finally got together, they all asked why they were standing around. They're like, dude, why are y'all just standing here? Like they didn't even know what was going on. So they explained to the group what had happened with the elderly lady, right? Now, some people were confused because nobody seen a lady. Keep in mind, I told you it was clear. You could see 360 views around you. So if this lady was walking off, as they were walking up, they would be able to see the backside of her, right? Okay. So nobody seen the lady. It's like she vanished in thin air. So they started looking around, and they went down the road because they said we should be able to catch up with her because she couldn't have got far because they wasn't that far behind the group that was sitting there talking to the old lady. Maybe they didn't even see the old lady and they thought the group was sitting there talking to themselves because they did not see the time slip. So some suggested that they may have been talking to a ghost, which I guess it could be a ghost. But my thing is, even though my thing is, what if she wasn't, I guess she could have passed and she could be considered a ghost. I guess that could work. But what if in the past, right now, there are still people like alive, dude, because we're here. I don't know how to explain it. It's weird. I don't know. Anyway. And so they say that she could have been a ghost because of the clothes that she was wearing. Now, they all decided to go to the farmhouse to search for the elderly lady. I don't know why. Maybe they want to figure out what's going on, tell them they were really sorry, like they didn't want no problems or no issues. They didn't want to, I don't know what they were going to do. Now, it was occupied by a young couple and their two small children, right? Now, they asked about the old lady staying there, and they told them, yo, it's just us. Nope, nobody else is here. But the young man did say that it was once owned by his great grandfather who lived with his wife who had came from Scotland. So that gives it to me right there that that was the lady that was scolding them. Okay. Now they had no pictures to identify her. So that kind of sucks because it's like you can only kind of go at what you feel. I mean, if you were there and you knew what you saw, then you would be like, yo, that was that lady. But you didn't have any pictures, so it'd be hard for them to say, well, that was her. But whatever they experienced, to me, was real. So I don't really see how it could have been a ghost, or unless it was a residual haunting. And a lot of those are called poltergeists, right? So what if, and that's another thing, what if the spirit world, which I already think it is anyway, but let's just say hypothetically, the spirit world and our realm are merging together. Then there's other realms merging on that, and other realms merging on that, and others coming from the side to where we're making this trifecta or whatever of whatever's going on. So this is another possible time slip. Let me know if you guys have heard any other stories like this, or if you think that you've been through a possible time slip. So like I always say, guys, do not obey, stay woke. Peace.